वंदे गुरुपदद्वन्द्वं भक्तबिंदसमन्वितं श्रीचैतन्यप्रभुं वन्दे नित्यानन्दसहोदितं श्रीनन्दनन्दनं वन्दे राधिका चरणोदयं गोपीजनसमायुक्तं बिन्दावनं मनोहरम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुस्य कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयितगिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं। बिन्दावै तुलसीदेव वै पिया वै केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति पदे देवी सत्वत्वयि नमो नमः। नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयो मुदीरये। संकीर्तने कृष्ण कथोपदेशे गौरीयपत्रस्य प्रकाशने च सदानुरक्त गुरुभक्तियुक्तो भक्तिप्रमोदाक्ष जगोद्वरुण्य धैर्यं सदा परिभवग्नमभिष्टदोहं तीर्थास्पदं शिवविरिञ्चनुतं शरण्यं वेत्तात्तिहं पनुतपाल्भवाद्दिपूतं वन्दे महापुरुषते चरुणारविन्दं यत्पादपल्लवनखचन्दमनिच्छटाय विस्फुरजित किमपि गवोऽधु स्वदर्शि पूर्णानुरागरससागरसारमूर्तिः साराधिका मयि कदा कृपां करोसि। श्रीकृष्णचैतन्य प्रभुनित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौरभक्तबिंद श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौरभक्तबिंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। आजानुलंबित भुजौ कनकाबदातो संकीर्तनैकपितरौ कमलायताक्षो विश्वाम्बरो द्विजभरौ जुगधर्मपालो वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरो करुणावतारो। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमामि गंगे तव पादपङ्कजं सुरासुरैर्वन्दितो दिव्यरूपम् भुक्तिं च मुक्तिं च ददासि नित्यं भावानुरूपेण सदा नरानं। गंगातरङ्गरमणीयजटाकलापं गौरी निरन्तरविभूषिः त्ववामभागं नारायणो प्रियमनङ्गमदापहारम् वाराणसीपुरपति भजवीशनाथं वागीशजुष्वदने लक्ष्मीर्यस्य च वक्षसि यस्यास्ति हृदये संवित् त्वं नृसिंहमहं भजे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मणिर्यथा विभागेन नीलोपितादिभिः यतः रूपो भेदम् अवाप्नोति dhyano bheda tatha uchyutaha manir jatha vibhageno nilopita divhiyutaha rupa bhedam abapnoti dhyano bheda tatha uchyutaha. Gauriya Goshtipati, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, Paramahamsa Jagadguru said that we have no other way. Only we have material experiences on the basis of which we like to do everything. Even we like to know about the aprakritata, which is next to impossible. Gauriya Goshtipati, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, Paramahamsa Jagadguru said, we have no other way. Only we have material experiences on the basis of which we try to realize everything, we try to understand everything. Even we like to apply this formula in the case of Aprakita Jagat, but it is sure Aprakita Vastu Kabhu Prakita Gochan Hai. Aprakita Vastu can never be known by the application of material sense organ, brain, everything, nothing. This we have been hearing all the time. So, what is the way? There is no other way to know Bhagavan. Yes, Baba speaking. At present, in this condition, it is really impossible to know, to realize about it, Aprakita Tattva. Very difficult. It is true. At the same time, it is also true that Bhagavan has already reserved all different kind of opportunity so that he can be known by us. So, Bhagavan purposely arranged this material world for the treatment of our bonded soul by the help of Maya Devi, Prakriti. But at the same time, Bhagavan going to keep Sadhguru Vaishnava, Vigraha, Shastra, Dhamma, Nama, everything there, Leela, so that somehow if bonded soul getting inspiration, attraction, then by taking shelter unto a lotus feet of Shuddha Guru Vaishnava, he can go out of the influence of Maya to enter into eternal seva of Bhagavan. Prabhupada speaking, Sun God is long away from us. Sun God is so long away from us. It is the arrangement of Bhagavan that Bhagavan going to set the Sun God in an optimum distance. Long distance, but still. If Sun God coming too near to this earth planet, then it can burnt up. If Sun God is taken away long distance, more than the distance as present we have, then the whole world can become full of ice, snow, everything. So it is the arrangement of Bhagavan. Supreme Lord, out of His causeless mercy, He has arranged the situation so that we can get optimum temperature, light, everything from Sun God. And Sun God is called the life of this earth. If Sun God is not there, we cannot get any life on this earth. Life would not have been possible on this earth. Jivan sambhav hoto na. So, Prabhupada speaking, this way, though for bonded soul, it is quite impossible to know Bhagavan, but still Bhagavan himself coming in the form of Guru Vaishnava to deliver us. It is quite impossible to get in connection with the Supreme Lord, but possible. But possible how? But possible by the help of Guru Vaishnava. It is possible. By taking the help of Sabda Brahma emanating from their lotus mouth, we can get in touch with the Prakriti Jagat, no other way open before us. Because our material experience cannot help us anyway. Our material experiences cannot help us anyway in this regard. And if we feel fear, okay, then not possible, then also it is problem. We should not feel fear. Why should we feel fear? Like Prabhupada giving example, if somebody like to learn swimming, then first of all he has to go in front of a pond or lake or river with a trainer, or is the trainer going to throw in our life also? I and my friend, some of my friends used to go to Deshabandhu Park, one park there, big, there is one lake, and by the help of trainer, I wanted to learn how to swim. A trainer, first of all, used to catch me at small age and throw into water. I say he is going to kill me. But actually not so. If so long as I am going to fear, then I cannot learn swimming. In the beginning, I used to drink so much water of lake. Oh, I am going to drown. But finally, I was successful to learn how to swim. So, by watching the lake, water lake, and by watching the trainer going to give me big punishment by throwing me into water, if I fear, then never I can learn how to swim. So it is more practical to take trouble, to go into water. Similarly, those who are fearing, oh, it is impossible to get Supreme Lord, this much trouble I cannot take, then they cannot learn. They cannot do Hari Bhajan. Śrīla Rūpa Gosvāmīpāda wanted to represent Sri Laghu-Bhagavatamrita to break our fear. We fear, na? Rūpa Gosvāmīpāda wanted to break our fear. We are fearing, oh, this Siddhanta, I cannot understand, so much complicacy. But not that. He wanted to discuss analytically about this, all Siddhanta which are follow. So, we must try to realize it, though apparently it is very typical for us. You can remember, I was discussing yesterday so many things, and previous week I wanted to discuss about the fallacy of Varaha avatar. We are in confusion because in Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, we can get information about Varaha avatar from Maitreya Muni. Maitreya Muni, what he spoke in front of Vidura Muni, that is written there, that we can get. But one thing is there, our Baladev Vidyabhushan, under the guidance of Rūpa Gosvāmīpāda, wanted to prove that Varaha avatar is not one. It is Krishna Varaho or Shyam Varaho or Seth Varaho, not at all at a time. In the beginning there was one Varaha avatar. Surely that time no question of Hiranyakya, Hiranyakasipu, no question of Diti, Aditi, no question of where from? Where from can come? But Dakho Prajapati, from there, Ditya Diti, first Dakho, about whom Dakha Yajna is written there, that Dakho is same, but that was different. Different in the sense, in this part, he committed offense unto lotus feet of Shankar Bhagavan, Dakha Yajna, and this Dakho, Prachetas Dakho, in Chakshus Mananta, this was separate. So where there is no question of Dakho Prajapati, and where from the question of daughter, Ditya Aditi can come, where from the question of marriage of Kashyap with Ditya Aditi can come, where from the question of Hiranyakasipu can come. So surely a Manantar Antar Apeksha, a different Manantar. So after that I was trying to discuss Madhye Manantara Shaiva Munehesh Sapat Manung Prati Pralayo Asau Babhuveti Purane Kvachit Idirijate Ayam Akasmiko Jatos Chakshusantare Mana Pralayaho Padmanavaso Lilayeti Chakutaschit. So I already discussed Madhye Manantare. So here it is written, some Puranas mention an annihilation of the universe that occurred in the middle of Manantara because of Manu's being cursed by a sadhu, sages, by one sage. After that, Ayam akasmiko jatos chakshusantare manaha pralayo padmanavaso lilayati chakutaschit. Here it is written, this exceptional, occasional thing happened. Exceptional, at the same time, occasional I cannot say, I can say occurrence is okay. This exceptional occurrence happening, this exceptional occurrence, occurrence happened during the reign of Chakshusha Manu. We know 14 Manus are there. Chakshusha Manu. Okay. At other times, Lord Padmanabha has personally enacted the pastime of universal annihilation. Lord Padmanabha. In South India, we know Padmanabha Mandir. So, this exceptional occurrence happened during the reign of Chakshusha Manu, and at other times we hear from Shastra Purana, Lord Padmanabha has personally enacted the pastime of universal annihilation. He done it. Maybe some reason must be there for why he thought it necessary to do so. So after that, it may be asked why Lord Vishnu had to rescue. It may be asked that why Lord Varaha had to rescue the earth in the middle of the first Manantara, long before the scheduled devastation of the lower part of the universe. As indicated here, special circumstances sometimes lead to universal flood during a manantar, sometime, not always, the Matsya Puran relates that Shambhuva Manu was once cursed by Agastya Muni to have the worlds inundated during his reign. When the earth was thus lost in the water, Lord Varaha appeared and lifted that earth out of water and wanted to put the earth on a particular axis and orbit. In the sixth Manantara, Chakshusa Manantara was similarly cursed. In the sixth Manantara, Chakshusa Manu was similarly cursed according to Vishnu Dharmottara Puran and other Puran also going to support this incident. However, the flood at that time was due to Supreme Lord's desire. Well, Padmanabha, according to desire of Padmanabha. This way, there is so many documents we are going to search out. Sarvo mannantara svante pralayo nischitam bhavit Vishnu dharmattare tu etat markande ena bhasitam. Sarvo mannantara svante pralayo nischitam bhavit Vishnu dharmattare Vishnu Dharmattare, it is written, Vishnu Dharmattare tu etat markandena vasitam. So, each and every manantar, it is written in the Vishnu Dharmattara Puran that Markandeya Muni, Markandeya, so perhaps you heard or not heard. Anyway, Markandeya Muni, they are speaking in the Puran, Vishnu Dharmattara, that the universe is certainly annihilated at the end of each Manantara. I already told, I am very much interested to discuss about Nitya Pralaya, Naimittik Pralaya, Prakritik Pralaya. That next week I like to discuss. But be sure, each Manantar is over some sort of annihilation, destruction, devastation, or whole world, whole universe is inundated by Pralaya water. In the Vishnu Dharmattara Puran, we have the documents because we find Markandeya Muni going to confirm that the universe is certainly annihilated at the end of each Manantar, each and every Manantar. Lord Vishnu appeared during two different Manantaras to lift the earth, not at a time. First, he came to deliver the earth. That time there was no question of Hiranyaka, Hiranyakasipu, Aditi, nothing. So Lord Varaha appeared during two different Manantaras to lift the earth out of the water of devastation, Pralaya. Although the lower part of the universe also floods at the end of every Manantar, at those times the earth does not sink in the universal flood, but floats unseen on the surface of the turbulent water. Anyway, Again, some documents are given here by Rupa Gosvāmīpāda. Mannantari parikshine deva mannantarishvaraha maharlokam athashaddo tishtanti gato kalmasaha. Mannantari parikshine deva mannantarishvaraha maharloko mathashaddo tishtanti gato kalmasa. Manuscha saho sakrena devascha jadunandana brahmalokam prapaddante punor abritti durlabham bhutalam satalam vajro toyo rupi maheshwaraha urmi mali mahavegaha sarvam abritta tishtati bhur lokam asritam sarvam tada nashati yadava na vinashvati rajando vishwataha kulaparvataha naur bhutvatu tada devi mahi jadu kuladvaha dharayati atho bijani sarvani evavashishyataha bhavishyasya manustatro bhavishyarishyastatha tishtanti rajo sardulo saptote prathita bhavi. What is written? Mannantare parikshine deva mannantareshvaraha. What is written? It is written at the end of Manu's Shasankal. I mean the time period throughout which Manu going to control the world. So at the end of Manu's reign, Rajatva, the demigods who presided during his Manvantara, demigods, those who presided during his Manvantara, go in a purified condition to Mahaloka. Because if it is burnt up, it is impossible to stay here. They go upper, where they remain for some time. Manu, Indra and other company of demigods then achieve Brahmaloka, Ho Jadu Nandana, from where one rarely returns to this material life. I mean, almost not coming. Follow what I say. So, again I am reading. Mannantare parikshine deva mannantareshvaraha maharlokam mathashadda tishtanti gatokalamasaha manuscha saho sakrena devascha jadunandanaha brahmalokam prapaddante punor abritti sudurlabam. This is we discuss. The end of Manvantara is also the end of the term of the authority of Indra and other demigods. Because they are staying there to say Manvantara. They do not die, they are not going to die at the time, but they have to vacate Sargaloka. They have to khali karo, go up. Since that reign of universe is being inundated, since the region since that region of the universe is being inundated, they go first to the higher planet of Moksha Loka, Bhur Bhuva Swa Maho Janu Tapu Sattu. This is the order. All Devi Dham we know. But still, Mahalok, Janalok has some speciality. And Brahmalok, what to speak, surely has some speciality. Huh? Nothing to... Okay. So at the end of Manvanta, they are bound to vacant. They go up. So, since the reason of the universe get inundated, they go first to the higher planet Maharloka, and from there to the higher planet of the universe Brahmaloka or Sattaloka, what you call. Generally, for those who must die, even for those who die while facing an enemy in battle, achievement of this realm of the Brahma is very rare. Even for this freedom fighter or any, generally for those who must die in the Yuddha Khetra, Kurukshetra Yuddha, those who are dying, they can go to heaven, not higher planet. Generally for those who have the chance to go up, they can go. So generally for those who must die, even for those who die while facing an enemy in the battlefield, achievement of this realm of Yuddha Khetra jo pand hai, of the Lord's Brahma's abode is very rare. And even if some do achieve such way, they cannot remain very long. When their good karma disappear or go away, they must return to the lower worlds. Khine punne mattalokham vishanti. On the strength of that punna, good pious activities, they can go up. But anyway, when all punna karma is finished, they are bound to come back in this material world. Achievement of this realm of Brahma is very rare, and even if some do so, they cannot remain very long there. Due to good karma, when that disappears, they must return to the lower world. As Sri Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita, Abrahma Bhavana Loka Punaravartino Arjuna. From Brahma Loka on down, all worlds are places where repeated birth and death can take place. The retired Indra and the other appointed demigods, those who all were engaged at the time of Manu, however, can remain on Sattaloka for the rest of the Brahma's life there, and then may attain liberation along with him. When the universe is dissolved at the end of Brahma's life, all of them, if they have perfected their lives, purification is sufficient, purification done, enter the supreme abode along with Brahma. Śrīla Rūpa cites, wanted to show this Smriti Praman evidence in the commentary of Srimad Bhagavatam of 332, 10 number sloka. After that is written, Bhutalam Satalam Bajro Toyo Rupi Maheshwaraha Urme Mali Mahavegaha Sarvam Abritto Tishtati. Bhur Lokam Asritam Sarvam Tada Nashati Yadava Na Binashanti Rajendro Visrutaha Kuloparvata. Bhutalam Satalam Bajro Tayo Rupi Maheshwaraha, जिस बताया Urmimali Mahavegaha Sarvam Abritta Tishtati. Bhur Lokam Masritaha Sarvo Tada Nashati Yadava No Binashanti Rajendro Visrutaha Kulaparvataha. Ho the Supreme, Ho the Bajara, Bajra means those who are holding Bajra, that's the Indra. Ho Bajara, the Supreme Lord, then assumes a form of water and covers the earth and the all other planets, Saptarian such planets. Or, those planets there, subordinate planets all there, they all can go underwater, wearing waves as high garlands. The powerful Lord covers everything. At that time, everything is Bhur Loka is also destroyed. O Yadava, only the well-known principal mountains are not destroyed, can remain, O King of Kings. So, Bhutalam Satalam Bajro Tayo Rupi Maheshwaraha Urmi Mali Mahavegaha Sarvam Abhita Dishyati. Bhur Lokam Asritam Sarvam Tada Nashati Yadava. No Nashanti Rajendro Visrutaha Kulaparvata. Okay? Markandeya Rishi already has spoken this stanza taken from Vishnu Dharmattar. There it is written, to Krishna's great grandson Bajra. Bajra means, here Bajro is confusion, but here we know, now the Tikakar, Vishwanath Chakravarti like to, Baldev Vidya also like to clarify, the Krishna's great grandson, and a grandson, after that great grandson, Bajra, that Bajra. Originally we must know, we thought Bajra means actually Indra, who is holding Bajra, thunderbolt, not that. Here Bajra means, if we go through that Puran, we can see maybe some incident there where speaking to Bajra. Markandeya Rishi spoke this passage taken from Vishnu Dharmottara to Sri Krishna's great grandson, Vajra. That's why Ho Vajra. Sorry. So assumption cannot stand. It is documents there. It is Vishnu Dharmottara, so we can accept it. Krishna's great grandson. Follow. Vajra. When the flood of devastation engulfs the earth and the 7 Patala planets, the eight highest mountains ranges headed by Himalayas escapes destruction and remains visible to the demigods. Okay, nice. Okay. Now point is that it is from Vishnu Dharmottara documents. First of all, he thought Vajra maybe Indra who is holding Vajra, but here Vajra means he is a great grandson of Krishna. Okay. After that it is written, Naur bhutva tu tada devi mahi jadu kuladvaha dharayati atho bijani sarvani evavashishet visheshatah bhavishyascha manustatru bhavishwa rishayastatha tishtanti rajo sardulo saptote prasita bhavi. O hero of the Jadu destiny, the goddess earth then assumes the form O hero of the Jadu destiny, the goddess of earth then assumes the form of a boat and carries the seeds of every spices of life, Jivaner beach, the very seed of all life, all different kind of, even barley, paddy, jute, all everything, what not, carries the seeds of every spices of life. O lion among lions, O lion among kings, the future Manu, and 7 sages, Saptarshi. The future Manu and 7 sages who will assume their positions on the earth, take their place on this boat. They are boarding the boat. Vishnu, the Lord of the universe, assumes the form of a fish that we hear at the time of Sattvabrata. Okay? Lord of the universe assumes the form of a fish with a board on his head, bonded. There is one string bonded in the hoof, in the... So, Vishnu, the Lord of the universe, assumes the form of a fish with a horn. With a horn is there on his head, and there special, they tie that horn, become tied with the rope, and Bhagavan traveling around, roaming around in the water of devastation. And he enjoys the pastime of pulling the boat from one place to another, roaming around. Vishnu Dharmottara Purana we can get. Follow. So, at the end of the inundation, a new Manvantara begin. The next Manu and the 7 new rishis began to beget progeny and provide them with all required guidance and protections. That's why those 7 rishis are protected. Manu, that Manu sitting with all the seeds of all creation, everything, all varieties, all different kind of seeds. So, after that what happens? It is written, I already discussed, Naur bhutva tu tada devi mahi jadu kulat baha dharati atho bijani sarvani evavo visheshataha bhavishyasya manustatro bhavishya risayos Tishtanti rajo sardulo sapto te parthita bhavi. Okay? So that time, what happens? It is written, Matsarup dharo Vishnu Sringi bhutva jagatpatihi akarshati tu tang nabam sthanantare lilaya. Himadri shikhare nabam badhya devo jagatpatihi mashastu adrisho bhavati techa tishtanti Tatroga. So, I already discussed Matsarupo dharo Vishnu Sringi bhutva jagatpatihi akarshati tutvam nabam sthanan tare lilaya. Here it is written akarshati tu tvam nabam sthanantu lilaya. And I told, akasati tu tvam nabam sthanantare lilaya, it's also same. So, here it is written, Himadri Shekhare Nabam Badhya. Try to hear. Himadri Shekhare tu Nabam Badhya Devo Jagatpatihi Massastu Adrisho Bhavati Techa Tishtanti Tatroga Krito Tulyam Tato Kalam Javat Prakshalanam Smritam Apaha Shamam Atho Yanti Yatha Purvam Naradhipa Rishascho Manuschaivo Sarvam Kurvanti Te Tadha. What is written? Matsa the Lord, Bhagavan assumed the form of Matsa. Matsa, the Lord of the inwards, disappeared after securing the border to a peak of the Himalayan range. Bhagavan is very clever. He wanted to do this lila. After that he took decision to disappear. So he took the birth near a Himalayan hill which is now out of water, all world, whole universe is inundated, but that portion is up. This portion is up there, out of water. So much so, the Lord of the universe disappeared after securing the boat to a peak in the Himalayan range, and the boat's passengers, those Saptasi, 7 rishis, disembarked. The Lord had been cleansed by the flood. The world had been cleansed by the flood, and thus become as if had been during the Krita Yuga, same as was there in Krita Yuga. Is clean the word. After that, what is written? The world had been cleansed by the flood and thus become as if had been during the Krita Yuga. The waters subsided, returning to their usual calm and quiet condition, up to the usual level. O king and Manu, O king and the Manu and the sages then did what was required. What was required, the reason for why they wanted to preserve all the seed of creation, everything, that they started doing. At the end of the inundation, a new Manvantara began. The next Manu and the 7 rishis began to beget progeny and provide them with all required guidance and protection at that time, according to time and circumstances. Mat-sarupadharo Vishnuhu Sringi Bhutva Jagatpatihi Akarshati tu tvam navam sthanam taram lilaya Himadri shikhare navam badhya devo jagatpatihi Matsastu adrisho bhavati techa tishtanti tatroga Krito tulyam tataho kalam yavat prakshalanam sritam Apaha shamam matho yanti yathapurvam naradhipa Risayascha manuschaiva sarvam kurvanti te tada Manoranti layo nasti manave adarshi mayaya Vishnu neti Dhruvanistu Swami bhir naisho mannate. Manor ante layo nasti manove adarshi maya. Vishnu neti Dhruvanistu Swami bhir naisho mannate. So what's written? However, Siddha Swamipāda, he wanted to speak something else. Siddha Swamipāda wanted to speak, Siddha Swamipāda, the first commentator of the Bhagavatam, however, does not agree with this account. He is saying that annihilation does not occur at the end of Manu's life, and that Lord Vishnu only made a show for Vaivasvata Manu, Lord Vishnu only made a show for Vaivasvata Manu, with his illusory energy. Okay, Siddha Sai was speaking, it was not actual, it was not actually inundated. It was not actually inundated. It was one illusory energy. So, anyway, we have to agree because Siddharam Vetti Shingo Prasadat. We know it for sure. Siddharam Vetti Nishingo Prasadat. By the mercy of Nishingadev, Siddha Swami can realize everything. So, Manor Ante Layo Nasti Manobe Adarshi Mayaya Vishnu Neti Brubannaistu Shamibhir Naisha Mannate. Rupa Goswami was writing this, that Siddha Swami, however, does not agree with this account. He says that annihilation does not occur at the time at the end of Manu's life, and that Lord Vishnu only made a show for Vaivasvara Manu with his illusory energy. That was one kind of magic spell. Follow. Like Ribu Muni also, Ribu, Markandeya also. Yeah. Anyway, so it is written, Siddha Swami expresses his opinion in his commentary on Bhagavatam, Atho and Atho. He contends that the universe is flooded not at the end of Manantaras, but only at the end of Brahma's life, Brahma's day. He writes that Vaivasvata Manu experienced a universal flood as something like a dream under the influence of the Supreme Lord's Maya. The Vishnu Dharmattara, however, gives a different opinion. Anyway, we must think that maybe it is for time to time. Different time it happens, maybe, otherwise there can be some confusion. We cannot disbelieve, we cannot believe that he has spoken lie, we cannot say. Maybe it is true because life is infinity, time is infinity, when, what happened, when, how, all we cannot understand. So, Matsya, from Bhagavatam it is Rupam, it is written in Bhagavatam, first canto, where all avatars are counting, going on. Rupam sa jagrihi matsam chakshusho udadhi sanklavi nabhyarupo mahim mayam apad vaivasvatam manu. How he gave protection, how he gave protection to Vaivasvata Manu. Matsya Avatar, about Matsya Avatar. About Matsya Avatar we are going to discuss what written by Rupa Goswami are quoted. He has quoted, Rupa Goswami has quoted from Bhagavatam about Matsya Avatar, just like Varaha Avatar also. You can remember, we also discussed, you can remember how Chatussan, how appeared, Sa eva prathamam devaha kaumaram sargamasritaha chachara duscharam brahmacharjam akhanditam. That we discussed. Here also, it is written in Bhagavatam, Matso Juganto Samaye, Matso Juganto Samaye, manulopalabdha Chauni mayo nikhilo jivakaya ketaha Vishrang sita urubhaye salile mukha salile mukhanmo adayo tatro vijaharosa vedo margano. What is written? Rupam sa jagrihe maksam chakshuso udadhi samplave. That I am going to discuss. See, Matsya Bhagavan is described in the first canto in the list of all avatars there, 1, 3, 15, when there was a complete annihilation after the period of Chakshusamanu, and the whole world was submerged in water, gone under water. The Lord accepted the form of a fish and protected Vaivasataman, keeping him on a boat. Manu was placed in the boat and Bhagavan playing all around in the flood water. Follow. So, Sri Matsya avatar about it is described in the first canto when there was a complete annihilation after the period of Chakshusamanu, and the whole world was submerged in water. The Lord accepted the form of a fish and protected Vaivasvatamanu by keeping him on a boat that was actually the earth. Acha? Sometimes Prithvi can be compared to the boat floating, So, Matsu Juganto Samaye Manunopalabdho Chauni Mayo Nikhilo Jiva Kaya Ketaha Visrang Sitaru Bhaye Salile Mukhat Madayo Tatro Viharo Ha Vedo Margano. So, Matsya about it is written, everything, keeping in the body was. So, and the second canto Atho, it is written at the end of millennium. Satya Brata, it is topic coming 9 canto. We can find. So, Matso Opi Padur Abhab Dvi Kalpi Asmin Barahavat. Just like Barahavatar, Matsya Avatar also, Rupa Gosvāmīpāda writing, appeared 2 times. But we are in confusion, we cannot understand. Two times, Barahavatar. Here confirmed, but it is written Matso Opi. I mean the Matsya Avatar also Matsya Avatar. It is written that Matsya Avatar also Padur Abhud Dvi Kalpe. In different 2 kalpas Matsya Avatar appeared. Matso Opi Padur Abhad. Matso Opi Padur Bhavat. Matso Opi Padur Abhavat Di Kalpi Asmin Barahavat Ado Shyam Bhuvi Raso Daitvam Grannan Aharat Suti. ante tu chakshusiya asyo kripam sattvabrati akarat. That's mean, and in the second canto, it is at the end of the millennium, Satyabrato, the future of Vaivasata Manu, saw the Lord in his fifth incarnation as a shelter of the earth, and all kinds of living entities there as a seat. Because of my fear of the vast water, the end of the millennium, the teachings of the Vedas came out of mouth Matsavata. The Lord enjoyed those vast water and protected the Veda. Try to understand. Matso opi padur abhavat. Matso opi padur abhavat. Dikalpi asmin barahuvat. Adau sayang bhuvariyam masyo. Dvaitam ghranan naharat sruti. Ante tu chakshasiyasyo. Kripam sattvabrati. Follow. So, it is written, Sri Matsa is described in the first canto when there was a complete annihilation after the period of Chakshusamanu. The whole world was submerged in water, and the Lord accepted the form of a fish and protected Vaivasata keeping him on a boat, but that was actually the earth itself. Really? Yes. And at the second, so it is written, Matsu Opi, so it is written, and in the second canto, it is written at the end of the millennium, Satyabrato Raja, the future Vaivasata Manu, saw the Lord in his fifth incarnation as the shelter of the earth, and all kind of living entities he wanted to preserve for the next creation. Well, because of my fear of the vast water at the end of the millennium, the teachings of the Vedas came out of my mouth. The Lord enjoyed those vast water and protected the Vedas. Because of my fear of the vast water, the end of the millennium, the teachings of the Vedas came out of my mouth. Follow. The Lord enjoyed those vast water and protected the Vedas. So, Matso Jugantara Samaye Manuno Palabdaha Khyoni Mayo Nikhilo Jiva Kayo Ketaha Visrang Sita Urubhaye Salile Mukhad Adayo Tatra Vyavaharo Ha Vedamargan. Vishwanath Chakravarti writing so many things, is speaking Baldevijan Sarangorangada Tika in Sanskrit writing, Evam Prasangikam Samapu Prakitam Avataram Udaharati Se Matsa Itwadina Rupam Sa Iti Chakshusho Manantarante ya udadhi sanklabos tasmin matsam rupam sa jagrihe prakatitovan vaivaksatam bhavi tan vaivaksatam bhavi tan namanam satyabratam apat palitobano matso juganteti manuna satyabratena drishto matsaha kyauni mayo prithvi pradhanaha tat samasrayo iti artha atayeva nikhilanam jivo nikayanam ketaha nivas bhutaha me mamo brahmanaha mukhat. Me mane Brahma himself speaking. From my face appeared mamo me mamo brahmanaha mukhat vissang sitano skalitano vedorupano margano adayo tatro jugantara salile vijoharo evam iti mamo mukhad veda daitena hritvaha veda palako rakho iti ukta iti itvadi ukto iti artho. Anyat, I mean, so one day over of Manu, Bhuradi Lokutta get destroyed. That's why it's a Dainandin Pralaya. I can discuss next week about it. Brahma, his lifespan, when Brahma lifespan is totally over, total destruction, that also I can discuss a Prakritik Pralaya, total. And at that Pralaya, time of destruction, Anta samasta all Brahmando Sasa Karana Krami Avasane Pralaya. Like the time of, I can speak now in gist, in details I can speak someday, I mean next week. At the time of creation, Bhagavan looking at Prakriti, Mahatattva, from Mahatattva, Prakriti, gradually, and there is, gradually, one by one, creation taking place. About that, if possible, I can talk next week. How creation in sheet form, but actually after that, a sheet coming in the form of flower, birds, and from flower, half-fledged, full-fledged, all this way, creation. And the just opposite thing happening. I mean, when creation unveiling, one by one going to unveil, and the time of destruction not going to be veiled. I mean, one by one going to, that reason going to submerge with the previous reason going to submerge with that previous reason going to submerge with the still that previous reason, this way. At the time of creation, all gradually unveiling, expressing. So, Matso Juganto Samaye Manuno Palabdha Kshoni Mayo Nikhilo Jibo Kaya Ketaha Visang Setan Urubhaye Salile Mukhat Ma Adayo Tatru Vijoharasa Vedam Hargano. So, this way, what happened? So, like Varaha avatar, Matsya avatar is also double avatar. It is confirmed here. And Padme, in Padma Purana it is written, Evam Ukto Rishikeso Brahmana Parameswara Matsarupam Samastayo Prabhivesha Mahodadhim. So, first of all, I have to clarify, Śrīla Rūpa speaking, I must clarify it very nicely. In Vishnu Dharmattar Puran, it is clarified that after Manvantar Kal is over, Indradi, all demigods, those who are displaced from their own rights, then that time Nispap Manvantaradhipati, all demigods, they are running to Maharlok. I am going back again coming forward. Maharlokhi Gaman, and from there they are watching the Pralay Yaladhi, they are watching the flood, all inundated. They are going to take rest, take shelter there in Maharloka. He Jadu Nandan Vajranabha. After that, with Indra, that Manantaradhipati Manu, all those demigods, demigods, even they are getting a rare chance to go to Satyaloka, which is impossible even for those who are going to live in the battlefield for the Satya, Satyaraksha. Dharma Juddha, what is called Dharma Juddha. Those who are going to live, even for them, so it is rare. So they are going to take shelter there. But there also they cannot live forever. That place is also they cannot live forever. When they are deposited Purna, when all their deposited Purna, pious activities over, they fall down in the lower planet. But those who are really have right to stay there, qualified person. But Adhikarik Bhaktigon, those who are qualified, they can wait there up to the lifespan end of Brahma, and with Brahma they can get delivered. Those who are qualified, they are not going to fall down from that places. They are waiting up to the lifespan, complete lifespan of Brahma. And finally, they are waiting, and when the Brahma's period of lifetime is over, then they become liberated with Brahma. In Bhagavad Mahapuran, it is written that after Prakritik Pralay, that I can discuss next week, I told, Nitya Pralay, Naimittik Pralay, and Prakritik Pralay. At the end of Prakritik Pralay, a total devastation, complete annihilation. In Bhagavatam it is written, that at the end of Prakritik Pralay, those who are qualified, they can go up to the Loka of Brahma, and they are waiting there. They can get the same adhikar, same gati, parampad, they can get. They can attain Parampad with Brahma itself, those who are qualified. Those who are not qualified, they can fall down again. Hey Bajro, at that time, Jalrupi Narayan, Naru, Nar means water, Ayan means Asray. At that time, Jalrupi Narayan, Mahabhikshali, Samudrurupi, Sapta Pataleshwe Prithivika Achadan Kuriya Thaken. At that time, Narayan in the form of huge water, the waves of water going to inundate, Maha with turbulent water. Samundra, all endless, it's as if it's endless. all Saptapatal. You remember, Bhur Bhuvasva Mahajana Taposatto up and down, we know, down, Atol, Vitol, Talatol, Rasatal, Patal, all down. Mahaloks, Sutal, Patal, all down. Saptalok. And together with this Saptaloka, whole world, Prithvi, is covered up. Hey Jadav, at that time, all the items on this earth, whatever there on this earth, get destroyed, everything. Only Mahendro, Malay, Shaiho, Shaktiman, Riksho, Bindho, Pariyatro, Himalaya, it is the name of some mountain, big mountain. Malay Parvat, Mahendra Parvat, Shaho Shaktiman, Riksho Parvat, Vindhyachal Parvat, Pariyat, and Himalaya is 8 different famous hills, not hills actually, mountains. They are not destroyed. They are not destroyed. They can somehow survive. Hey Judu Kuladvaha, at that time, Prithivi Adhishtati Baraha Patni, you can remember, our Kamakhya Devi is the Adhishtati Devi of this Mother Earth. That's why she also developed period and is very magic, very strange. But still it is true. I've been there one time. One time in my whole life. I went to Assam for Harikatha in Guwahati. There they took me there. I went there to keep up Mataji about that Kamakhama. It is written in Brihad Bhagavatamrita that Gopakumar got mantra, special mantra from Mother Dharitri, Kamakhya, Jadudbaha. At that time, Prithivi, Adhishtati, Prithivi, the earth, it seems is matter. Each and every object has their spiritual life in fine form. Like Ganga, you can watch water only, but inside this Ganga water, there is very fine form, there is Mata, Ganga Mata, Jamuna also. This way Himalaya you can find mountain, no question of life, but there is a life of Himalaya, it is written in Bhagavatam, Purana, everything. Mahendra purport, follow. So it is possible. So, He Jadut Kuladvaha, at that time, Prithivi Adhishtati Devata, the fine form of that Prithivi Adhishtati Devi, Baraha Devi Patni, the wife of Baraha Bhagavan, took the form of a boat and wanted to protect all different seeds of different countless different seeds of different crops and everything to protect. So, Baraha Devi Patni took the form of boat and took all shashyadi, all seed of all crops, everything. Here Rajendra, because the future Manu cannot get if those things are not protected. Future Manu and those famous 7 rishis, Saptarshi, they took into the boat, and at that time Jagatpati Vishnu in the form of Matsya, having some horn on the head, and the boat was just tied up with the horn by the order of Bhagavan, Satyavrata Muni done it. So it is another case. So at that time Jagatpati Vishnu, Ikshringo, one horn is there, Matsarup, taking the form of Matsya, and very easily, very sarcastic way, that he started pulling that boat, because that boat was, tied up with a horn there on the fish, and that Matsya Bhagavan tried traveling all in the ocean of pralaya, devastation there. He enjoyed Bihar. In Sanskrit we say Bihar. Bihar means traveling, enjoying. So after that Jagatpati Sri Hari finally wanted to disappear from that place. So finally what he done? He got down, Matsya-Rupi Bhagavan finally wanted to tie up the boat. So long the boat was being pulled up here and there, because it was tied up in the horn. But now Matsya-Rupi Hari wanted to disappear. So before disappearing, he wanted to tie up the rope of the boat with a fountain head of Himalaya Sikhare, and immediately after that it disappeared. How long? Question can come, how long period? How long period? How long period Bhagavan traveled in the water of devastation, pralaya jale? যতকাল পর্যন্ত প্রলয় জল উপস্থিত হতো, Bhagavan Matsyadev was traveling in the water of devastation, pralaya jale, up to which point? But so long as the new Satya Yuga not coming. Jatokal Purjanto, the time, up to that time period he was traveling, so long as the all waters gone, all pralayakal, all water gone, and till the time Satyajug not coming. So Satyajug, when coming, all water gone, everything. So the future Manu and the seven Saptarshi, up to that point, they are bound to stay in the boat, and Bhagavan disappear by tying up the, Bhagavan wanted to tie up the boat, and there is rope, wanted to tie up in the fountain head of Himalaya and disappeared. But anyway, the spiritual Manu, who is going to take a responsibility in the next Manantar, that's Manu and all rishis, they stayed in that boat till the time, suitable time not come. Bhavi Manu, so used to stay. Avasthan Karen. He Naradipo, he the top king, Naradipo, after that, Pralaya Jalarasi, Purvennay Prasamito, Upasamito, when all the waters of the flood, the whole creation inundated, if this problem is over, when Jalarasi, Purvennay, when gone down, water level, then Manu and all rishis, they are taking their responsibility to bring back the situation as was before in the previous creation. Like what? Like Praja Srishti, creation of Praja, and to take care of them, palan, take care of them all. So, He Naradhipo, after that, when the flood water, which is, is over, then Manu and all rishis responsible for that, they want to take responsibility to bring back the situation like previous creation. Follow. Manu and Rishigan, like previous creation. And they like to create praja, subject, propagation of creation, and they are taking care of the creation also. And now, what I already discussed half an hour before, I like to touch it again. Srila Siddha speaking that at the end of Manvantar, there is no question of any destruction. Though there is no question of no destruction, at the end of one Manu, but still, at the end of Chakshus Manvantar, follow, try to hear. Siddha Saipad, out of his aprakita darshan and visha, far sight, he can say everything, because Siddha Saipad cannot speak any wrong thing. Mahaprabhu also wanted to confirm this point in front of what they meet at, what is called his name? There. Vallabhacharya, yes. He wanted to confirm this point in front of Vallabhacharya. If somebody going to insult Siddha Saipad, going to criticize or like to ignore him, his name, Mahaprabhu told, I like to register in the name of this pros. So surely Mahaprabhu approved it, because Mahaprabhu in the form of Nrsingadev came in front of him and blessed him, putting his hand on the head of Siddha Saipad. After Baleshwar, there is one station there, just after Baleshwar. There one station, there is one hill, up on the hill there is Siddha Saipad, Bhadrak, its name is Bhadrak. There is one place where Siddha Saipad, done big bhajan, Australian finances, where Nrsingadev appeared in his bhajan kutir to put his hand on the head of Siddha Saipad to bless whatever you can remember, whatever think, all Shastra can, and Vichar, judgment can appear. So, surely, Siddharam Vetti Nishinga Prasadat. There is a common conception or common, proverb going on. Siddharam Vetti Nishinga Prasadat. So, Siddha Saipad speaking, not that, after each and every Manvantar, there must be a pralaya. Not necessarily. Manvantar is over, okay, but pralaya is not there. Though, after Manvantar, each and every Manvantar, there is no question of any devastation or pralaya, but still, in Chakshusha Manvantar end, at the end of Chakshusha Manvantar, Bhagavan, by the help of his Maya, like a dream, he arranged one kind of devastation, Vaivasata Manu, Arthat Pratibhashita Vishwayan Nai. Just like a dream, Satyavrata Rajake, the king, Satyavrata, and a future Vaivasvata Manu, he wanted to show this kind of fallacy of total destruction. I can discuss all about this matter after, because if I cut short is not good. So this way, according to this Siddhanta, Siddha Swamipāda wanted to confirm that each and every manvantar, there is no question of pralaya, destruction. But kalpir avasana pralaya, kintu kalpir avasani pralaya erup, Siddha Swamipāda স্বীকার করেন না, এইরূপ সিদ্ধান্ত। But usually, Siddha Swamipāda speaking, not that after each and every manvantar there is destruction. But in Shastra, somewhere we find after each manvantar there is destruction. Pralaya mean, pralaya, what do you mean by pralaya? In general sense, pralaya, destruction means sargamatta patal. Pralaya, this in ordinary sense, pralaya, this word is applicable, we see, for Trailokko kalpir, Trailokko binasir bodh karaye. So maybe pralaya, this word in general sense, we see, sargamatta patal, it destroyed, nirod, binaske bodh karaye. This pralaya can be divided into different category. One is nitya pralaya, naimittik pralaya, prakritik pralaya. Prakritik pralaya, attantik or nit. You see, different kind of pralaya. Pralaya, nitya pralaya, naimittik. Nitya pralaya means every day in our daily life happening. Something constructed before destroyed. Even inside your body, there is destruction going on, body cell. Lakhs of crores of body cell going to die. Again, new construction going on, and your body age going on, body age, you are also feeling old. This way is nitya pralaya, every day, every fraction of second, with the flow of time, every time going on. With the flow of time, every time, everything going on. Follow. It is called nitya pralaya. Naimittik pralaya, sometime happening, prakritik, attantik or nitya bhed, four kind of pralaya. Within one day of Brahma, there is destruction. It is called naimittik ba dainandik pralaya. And satyadi, satya teta dapurguli, Brahma, sahasra, chatur sahasra, 1,000s of circle, cyclic order. 1,000s of cyclic order of Satya Teta Dapar Kali. Thousands. Then when over, that Brahma having only one day. One day. That one day is named as Kalpa. Follow. And I already told before, there is 14 Manu, and each and every Manu coming in one day, 14 Manu, 14 Manu, when 14 Manu gone, that one Kalpa. Follow. So, 71 Chaturjuga gone, then one Manvantar. So now you understand what do you mean by Kalpa, what kind of vast calculation. So, one Manu going to occupy his own position, that is called Manvantar. After that going, then new Manu coming. So I like to stop my discussion here. I wanted to go back to clarify Otherwise, there can be some confusion. Excuse me. Today I like to stop my discussion here. Excuse me. The sloka I started with, I like to discuss something about it. Manir yatha vibhagena nilo pita diviyata rupa bhedam avapnati dhyana bhedat tathachyataha. Here it is written, Advai Gyan Tattva Achyuta. A Tattva is one, Advai Gyan Tattva is Ekmatra Bhagavan by Sarup. But those jivas, or according to their different kind of sanskar, they develop different kind of vision power, darshan kamata, different kind of vision power, and according to that they can watch. So from just like the case I discussed many times before, maybe long ago, 2 years back, 3 years back, 4 years back, I told just like a diamond, if somebody going to put the diamond against sunlight, you are watching some blue light coming, somebody watching green, somebody watching, yellow, red, bibigyo. So, it is not that it is false. It is true. But due to refraction, it is coming. So what we can do? So I can discuss this point again next week. Manir jatha vibhagena nilo pitadi viyataha rupa bhedam apapnati dhyano bhedat tathachyataha vancha kalpatarosya kripasindu bhavacha patitanam pavane bhaveshnabhyo namo.